All right, setting up. But dude, how are you? Are you still in Denver or Colorado specifically,
Yep,
or like where are you at?
still in
Yeah.
Colorado.
What
How
are you
about you?
up
Are
to
you still in
now?
Vegas?
No, I'm actually in California now.
Oh, sick. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no. So I just got done with the Boulder flip not too long ago. We went on the market. The one I'm doing with Michael and Zasha. We
Oh,
went on
that
the
was a
market
rough one,
2 months
wasn't it?
ago. Yeah, I
Was
mean, when I
yeah,
hopped on board with them, which was pretty much a year ago now,
yeah,
the permit process wasn't started, nothing like that.
yeah.
So it's basically we're starting from scratch. But I mean, the process with the permits wasn't too bad with Boulder. We did a nice big rehab on it. It looks amazing. People love it. But it's
That's
been on the
good.
market for going on 60 days now. So we're trying
Oh,
to get things moving because the holding cost on that one has been so much for Michael and Zasha especially. The
yeah.
first when they bought it was May 2022, and I wasn't even on board with them
Oh,
until
that's a long time,
October of
yeah.
2022. Yeah, so a long
Yeah.
hold time. But so that one was a big one, took up a lot of my time. Glad it's on the market, and even on the market, we had some damage issues in the basement because
Yeah.
during one of our open houses, someone lifted up one of the downspouts, so it just flowed back into the foundation. So we had to go in there, rip up the carpet, replace the trim, and then redirect the downspouts. That was a little hiccup. We had to take it off the market for a couple of days, but other than that, it's been great. Hopefully, we're gonna get under contract this month. That's what I'm hoping for. But learned a lot on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest things I learned was the power of private money. I got to raise private money for the first time on this one. So Michael Zasa brought the down payment and partial of the rehab funding, and then I raised 120,000 myself. So first time doing that, that was fun. But it's my second overall flip, and then right now I'm property I put in almost closed on one, but I had to back out of it. That was an on market property. And
Hmm.
then I have two off market property leads. One of them's really, really hot. Sounds like she might actually accept my offer, which I'm literally going to be sending it to her right now after this.
Nice.
Um, so that one would be nice. Wouldn't need any permits for it because all the bathrooms and everything are in place. It'd be a quick 3 month turnaround. So that's my next step on that one. But I really want to dive into some wholesaling more full time. I've
Yeah.
done a couple here and there, but I haven't been able to really focus time to build the systems that I need to move forward on that.
Yeah. No, I've actually started to push more wholesaling now. Cause my flips are rough. Like just like you guys were experiencing, like hold times, extra. Um, Actually, I was pretty good on the rehab amounts, but it was like the hold times and like people buying it for so much less than the market just
Yeah.
like went straight down.
Oh, it's
But
it's crazy.
yeah, dude, it was very crazy. That was my first recession I lived through, and I've learned a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Same. Same.
yeah, I mean, is there anything I can help? Like, what do you think that you're trying to do right now? Is there anything I can help you with? You think?
Well, I'm actually curious. What are you doing on your wholesaling side of things? Because,
Yeah,
like I said, like I feel like I got the rehab side of things down pretty well.
yeah,
Like if it comes across and there's an opportunity, like I'll definitely be able to move forward on it. Maybe the one thing I can do better is build more contacts for private money lending, which I'm trying to do. I've sat down and had lunch with a couple of people that I know in my network that have a lot
hmm,
of money and kind of building that connection now. So when the time comes, I'll be ready for it. But like I said before, I don't really have a great idea of what kind of systems I should be focusing on for the wholesaling side of things. So I'm just curious to see what you do.
like for finding deals.
Yeah, or wholesaling in general. Like, do you usually go the MLS way? Are you more off market? Text message marketing. What kind of marketing do you do and stuff like that?
For most of my wholesales specifically, it's been off market. I
Okay.
have wholesaled actually, yeah, I've wholesaled on market, but I don't know, I don't like it as much. For me, I don't know, it's like a personal thing. I prefer buying on market. Most of my marketing's been cold calling. I've actually restarted that back up because for the past few years, my all my deals have been pretty much found like MLS, social media, relationships with like realtors or wholesalers, and I bought a lot of them.
Okay.
Now I'm like, all right, I don't want to buy right now. I'm not trying to flip right now. I'm trying like really
Yeah.
just want to wholesale. So I've actually relaunched my cold calling again. And that's what I'll be doing. Now, some people have better success cold calling, some people like texting.
Yeah.
I do think either are great if you want to wholesale though, because you're going right to the
Hmm.
seller, much easier. Um, and actually, since I started, it's been really nice. Like the calling itself,
Okay.
once you get over it, like right now, I started going live now on YouTube with my cold calling sessions because I can get clip content from it. And it was cool because right before this
Sure.
call, I was live for like 25 minutes and I got a lead in those 25 minutes it was from cold calling, like simple as that. And I'm like, this is easy.
Really.
Like, yeah. So, um, as long as you got the systems in place, but what do you think you're gonna do? Or have you started a marketing already?
So when I actually first started in the real estate game, started calling, um, and I was doing the cold calling myself. That's how I got my first three wholesales. So I feel like I'm really comfortable with that. Like if I was
Yeah.
to sit there myself, do cold calls, I feel like I could do it. But it would be nice to weed out the leads rather than just calling a list. And so that's why I'm almost thinking about doing text message marketing to get the hot leads in, which I've also done in the past. But with text message marketing, it's hard to manage all those people responding and stuff. So
So many
that's where,
replies. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like I know people make the drip models and everything
Hmm.
to filter it out, but it's like something I haven't really mastered yet, which I'm gonna have to do. But I've actually been thinking about doing the cold calling side of things, and that's kind of what my next step was going to be. I have like three different lists with like 10,000 plus contacts,
Oh
so it's
yeah.
it's more just like, oh shit, like I got a lot of calls to be making. But
Yeah,
I
dude,
like what
like for
you were
sure.
saying about going live too, because that's something I thought about
Yeah.
doing, and I've seen people on TikTok, and I feel like it's it puts you in a vulnerable situation. Like you're putting yourself out there. Like if you mess up on a call, it's going to be seen, or if you do well on a call, it's going to be seen too. So.
Yeah, no, everything's live for me. Actually, I don't know if I should have probably told you this, but this is live right now on the YouTube as well. So
Oh,
like
really?
this
Sick.
filters to YouTube. Yeah. So um also like if you did want to do that and like if you wanted to make content from it, I mean, is that something you're even thinking of right now?
No, 100%. It definitely is.
So
Because I mean,
here's
that's
what
one
I
of the things I lack too.
yeah, here's what I do, man. It helps a lot. I actually just tested this out. So let me share my screen of this thing. So basically oh shit. Once I record my live, I can essentially I use this is like an AI editor. It's called Opus. Basically, this is
Okay.
a live stream of mine. So I just streamed this like an hour ago, 30 minutes or
And it's
so.
already out.
It, yeah, it's out and I input this thing into Opus and it automatically makes clips and they kind of look
All
something like
right.
this.
So we are live.
So they are already automatically add subtitles and stuff, and they're not
What?
they actually do pretty good, but then you have to go in to
Hmm.
edit, and it's super easy to edit it, man. Like you just have to like if you want these words erased, you just delete them, and then it deletes them on the video, and like you don't have to be an editor, so it's perfect for me. And I don't have to
Wow.
have my editing team because I used to pay like thousands a month, and now if I'm willing to put in the work, which it's not hard, I just have to make the time. Like totally worth it for me, man.
Does it
Oh,
create those topics and everything? Like that number one
yeah.
topic that was there?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Wow.
it ranks
That's
them by
crazy.
like yeah, by like hook score. So it tries to pull out a hook from your content, and it works only well for like talking heads, podcast, like we're face and talking.
Sure.
But dude, it's
So
nice.
that's awesome. That's awesome. What kind of camera setup do you have? Like are you using an actual camera or do you have like a little webcam?
Oh no, it's an actual camera. So okay, this is actually I wish for content, and it might sound weird, but like I wish I got a good camera and a good lens at the very beginning because I feel like I wasted more money on
Hmm.
buying the cheaper cameras and like slowly growing up. So the
Yeah.
camera I use now, I mean, your camera actually doesn't matter that much as long as you can attach a lens to it, like an actual
Okay.
professional lens to it. So the camera doesn't matter, but I use a Sony A7 III. So
Okay. I
that's the
have the
name of
same
it.
camera.
Oh, sick. What kind of lens do you
Yeah.
have? Or like the
I
f-stop of
I
it
have
and
I think I have a 50 milliliter, and then I also have a wide lens for actually like real estate photography.
yeah. Okay,
Because
so
since I was doing the flips. Yeah, go ahead.
my lens is 17 by 28 millimeter, and then
Okay,
f-stop 2.8. So
I think I
the
have
lower
that
the
same one.
oh, sweet. Yeah. The lower the f-stop, the blurry the background gets if you go close. So like
Okay.
one f-stop's even better than what this looks like, but I was like, I didn't know what to do and I just copied other people. So it does the job so much better. I actually got this like a month ago and it's way better than
Nice.
like my other camera because the fact you just need something that it can zoom you out a lot so that when you do
Hmm.
clip stuff, you're not like this. Like you don't want to look
Right.
awkward
Right.
and be up super up
All
close.
close. Nice. Nice. No, that's I like I said, that's something I've been wanting to do, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm gonna be making the cold calls. Might as well. Like it's free content right there.
Yeah. No, exactly. Because I thought about that. I was like, I could hire people, but I'm like, I lost so much money that like I really don't want to. I just want to like do something where I can be efficient and I'm good at it and get some
Sure.
content out of it because that was the whole goal of mine.
Cold calling yourself then.
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
I actually,
So
you know
where do
what?
you?
It's kind of fun again. Go ahead.
No, I do like it. And when I was doing it in the past, like I'd always hype myself up, like I'm gonna get 300 calls in, whatever it is, in a certain amount of time. So I definitely love it too. But where do you usually get your lists, or what do you think has worked well for you as like far as list pulling?
I've just gotten them from PropStream. And then as far as the skip tracing, they're all kind of the same. Like whether you skip trace them
Sure.
from the 12-cent ones or the super expensive ones or the 3-cent ones, like it's all kind of the same.
Okay.
So cheaper the better. Kind skip tracing is pretty
Hmm.
cheap, 3 cents a skip. I've used PropStream. I think I'm currently using the PropStream one because I actually had an old list and I'm still calling even an old list and I'm still getting leads from it. So like even if you had the 10K
Hmm.
records from before, like it'll still work. You just got to keep calling.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you good at using a
Um,
dialer?
so I do have batch dialer, but before when I was cold calling, I was actually just using my phone. So I have
Yeah.
never used a dialer yet.
Oh, you're
Uh,
gonna love it,
so
dude.
I got the dialer. I just haven't set it up
Yeah.
yet. I've always been curious because like I know they do three lines at once, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that works, calling
Yeah.
one line, are the other one just on hold? Like how does it work?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So three line essentially, yeah, you're calling three people at once, and let's say two of them answer. It's the first person who picks up
Hmm.
goes to you. The other person it like just cuts the call off immediately. Or I think everyone might be a little bit different. And then the
Okay.
dialer will have you call them back like after or later on.
Okay.
So that's how it works. And essentially, whenever that happens, like you answer one and the other one is, we call it abandoned. Then you
Okay.
have to start measuring like we call in your dialer will have it. It's like an abandonment rate because you don't want to miss too many calls because you're calling so many lines. Like mine goes up
Hmm.
to 12 lines, but I'm not using 12 lines because I'll abandon so many calls. Um,
Okay.
a sweet spot is often like 3 line. That's why it's so popularized.
Sure.
But you can mess with it. Like you can test with it and see like, oh, what if I go to 4 lines, five? I don't know what batch capabilities are. In it to give
What do
you
you
some
use?
perspective, ready mode. It used to be Zen call.
Ready mode. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually not very user friendly, but once you learn it and go through their trainings, like really good.
Okay.
Yeah. To give you some perspective on the dialer thing, like I think I was on pace. I was doing like 50, it was doing 50 dials on a 3 line dialer for 5 minutes. So it's roughly like 300 dials every 30 minutes. Like it's a lot.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, that's why I'm like, it'll make, I swear it'll make a difference. And if you grinded it on the phone, which I did before, I used to, do this and then call. If you did that,
Hmm.
you will love the dialer and you'll be like, oh, you're gonna make money way faster. Promise.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna have to do that. So when you do these lists, like, are you calling properties in like California, or do you have like a specific state you like to try to get deals done?
No, for me, it's just Fresno, California, just my market. It's been my
Okay,
market for years.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
And
Do you have
then
a specific
as far
city
as
you're
the
going for?
honestly, Colorado, I've had a lot of
Yeah.
success there. I mean, I've had in 2 years, I think I've gotten five wholesales and two flips so far. So
Yeah.
it's been good to me. And I know a lot about it. I mean, I I can, and if I have to see a property, I can drive there, so it's really nice as well.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
but I was gonna ask, as far as your list for motivation, do you have like specific motives you go for, or distress signs, anything like that?
Um, At the beginning, yeah. Right now, I'm just calling a high equity list. Now, I think if you like,
Okay.
if you're in the position you're like, I want to find a deal as fast as humanly possible all the time, or like
Hmm.
just to find something, you can literally what is it called? Like overlap a bunch of lists to where you have like
Yeah.
20 people. Like in Colorado, I'm sure
Sure.
you filter it enough to be like, yeah, this I like this, I like this, I like this. You'll have a list of like 50 people and you just like
Yeah.
attack it. Like that would probably be like the cheapest way for sure to find a deal
Okay.
fast instead of going massive. But right now I'm going massive.
Okay.
Like I have 26,000 people we're calling right now on this list.
Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, no, that list of 10,000, I'm hoping one day like Batch Leads and PropStream will allow you to filter by zoning. So I actually made this list myself. It's a list of 10,000 and it's all specific zoning in Denver because you get into a certain radius of Denver and there's like super high development going on,
Mhm.
specifically like multifamilies, sometimes single families, but a lot of it is down to the zoning. Like that's all the developers care for is the zoning and then the size of the lot. So most of my wholesale deals have been to developers. So that's like my best buyer list. So I figured I would just write down every zoning for at least zone for duplex to fourplex zonings. So I got every single one of those, and then I'm gonna go and
Whoa, that's
do
interesting.
stack the list where maybe there's people that have high equity or pre foreclosure stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting. I didn't know most of your buyers are developers. That sounds hard, like to get like to find. How is that? You just in a construction background or?
yep, I'm in a construction
Uh,
background. The business I'm in now that I still have is energy efficiency. So I mean I do test for builders all the time. And a lot of my clients, like I just ask them questions about their build costs, what they look for, stuff like that. And that's how I ended up getting into it. So I just kind of worked my way back, figured out what they wanted, called the people, and then sold it to them. So, and then they know me, so they work pretty well with me.
Sweet, dude. No, that's awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And is that what you're
yeah.
still
But
wanting to do right now, or are you wanting to attack like just all homes, or like you have a different kind of target?
I think all homes. Like I want to have the experience of building a buyer's list for flippers, long-term rental holders, Airbnbers, stuff like that, because I feel like I have that builders list pretty stacked when I need it, but I don't really have a long contact list for other flippers and everything. Only people I've worked with, basically.
That
So
makes sense. Do you have anyone
yeah.
big in your market that wholesales a lot?
Yeah, I do know. I had lunch with this kid that's based in like northern Colorado. And he buys rentals in Kansas, but he does a lot of flips. And I mean, I always see him posting stuff on Facebook. But some of the leads he has, the number, even when I look at the numbers for like the rehab and stuff, they don't seem accurate to me, especially
Yeah.
like having that. I don't even know how he's able to move some of those deals. I'm like, I don't know who's buying those, but I mean,
Well,
it's not something I would buy.
yeah, the reason why I ask is because, like, for example, in my market, we have a guy that's like, this is his specialty. He wholesales a lot. He partners a lot because he became known as a guy who built a massive buyers list and a really strong buyers
Hmm.
list. So yeah, I know for me, if I try to wholesale something, I can't find a buyer. I can just go to him like, hey, like, can I just bring this to you?
Mm,
Like, you handle it, and like, we'll split some profits. And he's like, yeah, every like,
like a JV.
it's nice. So I was like, if you have someone like that and you don't even want to worry, and you can just focus on your marketing, that could be an option too.
Yeah, no, and I would be all for that. So I didn't even, I mean, I've thought about that before, but definitely something to keep in the back burner if I ever feel like I have a deal that I can't get off my hands.
Yeah, man. How are you doing, like, personally, life-wise? Because I know, things got rough. They definitely got rough for me during the hard times in that, like, downturn. Like, how are you doing personally?
Things are going great. I mean,
Okay.
my first deal so I joined a little over a year ago, and I got a deal like right after the mastermind, and my partner ended up screwing me over. So that was rough. My partner screwed me over. I didn't get paid at the end of the deal, and I had a lot of credit card debt from the project. So it took 6 months for me to actually end up settling with him. But in that amount of time, I held a balance for a long period of time, so my credit score wasn't that great. So, and I honestly just started learning about the power of business credit, which is something I really want to dive deeper in. I actually joined a program called credit stacking. Brian Pineda
Hmm.
has the owner of it on his podcast. Um, but I think it's really valuable and people can really take advantage of it. But it starts with like your credit score. So
Hmm.
I've been able to build that back up, which I feel a lot better about, and I'm glad that I was able to settle with that first lawsuit on
Yeah.
my first one. And
So he paid
honestly,
you,
just
or you got paid out?
I yeah, I settled with him
Nice.
because I mean I had a buttload of documentation and everything, so like it was kind of a lose situation for him. But yeah, so we settled. It just took a long time dealing with that, like and everything, and for whatever reason, these due dates take forever, but got through it. So I'm happy about that.
Heck yeah, dude. I don't know what happened. It said browser ran out of storage. Do I need to change?
Hmm.
Because you're still recording, but I'm not.
Okay.
Maybe I gotta. What if I just turn my camera off? Testing. Oh, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Testing, testing. Okay, cool. That's fine. Whatever. But yeah. No, that's rough. But it's cool. Like I think we all need to go through hard stuff like that. We become the
Hmm.
like we can't be someone who can weather storms and have a good character, strong character without going through that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
worth it, dude.
No.
Man.
I always tell like when I'm going through this stuff, I'm like always talking to my girlfriend about it. I'm always like, you know what? It's all right. It's a lesson learned regardless. So
Yeah.
and I did. I learned a lot of lessons on that one. Learned a lot of lessons on my second one, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. So, how about
Heck
you?
yeah, man. With
How are you with your fitness stuff in your personal life?
I mean, I'm feeling way better now. Like, I'll be honest with you, dude. During that time, like, I was just trying to get out of that stuff. I was like, no, I'm losing money on these flips. I had to, losing money on all these flips, and like all the money was raised from other people. And so I had to go back to them and say, hey, look, here's the situation. You're getting your money. Like, we're closing here. I'll get you paid by the end of the month. And you did. You find a way. Oh, snap.
Hmm.
Oh, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay. But yeah, it's like you
There you go.
find a way, and then during that time, like my fitness suffered for sure. Like like I'm
Hmm.
losing the weight right now, which I'm feeling way better about. Um,
That's good.
but yeah, that was the situation, dude. Like I don't want to. And the cool thing is too is like you went through something. It's there's like a whole new type of motivation now. It's like a new pain motivation. I never had that before. I always had like, oh yeah, what's my why? What am I going to? But now it's like I have the why, but also I think this one hurts more where it's like I don't want to feel that ever again. So I
Right.
don't want to feel
Right.
down, depressed. Like so now it's like if I don't want to do cold calls or my calling, it's like just think, I don't want to do the other thing more. So
Yeah.
um I think it helps actually to go through something,
How
some kind of suffering.
how recent was that for you? Like getting out of the flips and everything.
Real not that long ago, dude. It's because I finally offloaded my last one like a month ago, and I had
Oh wow.
multiple
Okay.
going on, and each one was like a hit. The last one was the hardest hit. It was like 100K loss or so. Um, so
Jeez.
hard hits, yeah. Um, and the hardest part
When
was
you
getting. Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was like the hardest part was just getting people like n- being comfortable, making sure everyone got paid because my reputation's everything. And
Sure.
luckily, everyone was happy. They're like, "Oh, thank you so much." I'd let them know, "Hey, I took a big loss on this, but you're still getting paid. I'm taking the loss." And it made me
Hmm.
think. I was like, "Wow, if they gave this money to someone else that was not good, that would have sucked." You know?
Yeah. Sure.
So it made me think of like all my students or friends of like who are considering lending money to people. I'm like, you got to make sure they have character. It's like, and you
Yeah.
just don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Yeah,
when you lost, did it have to come out of your own pocket, or did you go and get like
loans and
financial
stuff.
support from like a bank
Yeah.
or something? Yeah.
Multiple loans, my pocket, all of my pocket, credit pulled out, like everything. I was like, we got to get everything, dude.
Damn.
Cause yeah. So, I mean, lesson learned. And it made me
Mhm.
learn, like, I was like, the only way that could have happened and did happen is because of their flips. And the funny thing is, too,
Mhm.
or the crazy thing is, those are all textbook flips for me. Like, exactly what I've done, all in the areas that I'm comfortable with. But still, like, I remember listing a property, my last one. I remember listing it and like, yeah, like I think it'll go for a little bit less because I understood the market was going down. And then we checked the comps like a week or two later, like, ooh, they're lower now. Like, okay, let's adjust the price more. and then you keep checking it over and over every week. I'm like, dude, why does this keep dropping? And then we just try to do everything to make it appealing. Like we changed the layout a bit just to get it sold, man.
Yeah. No, it's scary. I mean, even with our Boulder property sitting on the market, I'm like preparing for the worst too. I
Yeah,
mean, we still have a good amount of margin on it, but it's like, every day it sits and we don't hear any news. It's just like gets closer and closer
yeah,
to that fear. So
yeah,
I totally see how you feel there, and I mean, even the offers I'm making on these flips now, I'm being as conservative as I possibly can because I feel like it's
yes,
just going to keep getting worse. So
yeah.
there's still opportunity, but you just got to have a really, really good deal, I think, now.
Yeah, man. And if you're struggling with like the worry or anxiety on that one, just know it's gonna sell. Like it'll sell. Everything sells eventually. It just might take a while. Like you just
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah,
But
no, like we're considering strategies of like buy downs on the loan, seller concession.
mhm,
I even am throwing it out there to buyers now. I just spoke to my realtor yesterday about this, but I was like, let's offer something where if people come in the house and they see any like little things they want touch ups on or changes, we can offer a blue tape walk. Because one of the things people have
mhm,
complained about is the siding, because it's the original. It's not the original siding on the house, but we didn't change the siding.
yeah,
So they've been complaining about that. I'm like, all right, well, let's, the people that were interested in the house, let's go back and negotiate an option where
yeah,
maybe we change the siding for them. Because
yeah,
like at
dude.
this point, I'm like, let's do whatever we can to
That's what you
sell this
gotta
thing.
do. Yeah, man. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to hear things are going well for you. I know this was
Hmm.
short, but I did have a couple other people coming into this exact
Sure.
studio. But did you
Okay.
get any? Hopefully, did you get any benefit out of this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
No, it's
good.
honestly a big confidence builder.
Yeah.
Doing the cold calls live. It's on been in the back of my head thinking about doing it. So I'm like, you know what? I just got to send it. You're my
Do it,
info.
dude.
You're my motivation.
Yeah, and just know is like it's cool because it's your truth. Like you're not being this authority. It's like no, like look at me in the trenches. I'm doing it. And so you're showing people
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's what it looks." You're going to inspire more people to do the same thing.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, I
cool, man.
really appreciate you hopping on the call with me, man. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah. And if you ever need anything, just let me know. Text me and we'll set up another one of these to chat. And if we need more time for sure, like just let me know if you need help with anything, man. It's good to hear from you too.
All right. Yeah, it's good to
All
hear
right.
from you too, and I will, man. And likewise, if you ever need anything from me, just let me know.
All right. Take care, brother.